What is up, fam? I look like an e-boy. If you guys are new here to my channel, my name is Caroline and you should totally subscribe and join the man fam.
California's got me looking like a beach ball.
Today's video is going to be my ELA final project. If you're in my ELA class, what's up? Everybody's probably annoyed with me, but it's okay. So for my last ELA project, I wrote a rap about To Kill a Mockingbird, the book. I'm going to be basically sharing my essay with you guys over the video and explaining to you how Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare and The Pie, a short story by Gary Soto, relates to each other. Basically a quick summary of both of them if you guys don't even know what I'm talking about. Romeo and Juliet is a tragic love story. Basically both of them die, spoiler alert. They make some pretty dumb decisions, and then The Pie is basically just about this little boy who steals a pie from a shop because he's like really craving it. No. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. For centuries, the human race has based their judgment off of passion and emotion. In Romeo and Juliet and The Pie, both of the protagonists experience vulnerability and fall into temptation. Throughout the famous piece by Shakespeare, the characters Romeo and Juliet portray how humans are too quick to make decisions based on their lack of patience and desire of vulnerability. When Juliet realizes that she has to marry Paris, she comes to the conclusion that no life is worth living without Romeo. Kind of crazy being that she's only like 13. She goes into Friar Lawrence's cell and pleads, "Bid me leap rather than marry Paris." I can only imagine how she must have felt being forced into a marriage and all, because I don't think I'd ever want that. Then, later in the act, Juliet becomes so resistant to the idea of being married to Paris that she drinks a potion and says, "Romeo, I come, this do I drink to thee." Closing out the act with that, oh, my dog just sneezed. Closing the act out with that line was a bold move by Shakespeare because it leaves the audience feeling powerful and, oh my Lanta. Bruh. Because it leaves the audience feeling Juliet's powerful emotions behind her words. Can you stop hacking? In scene 5, Romeo receives news about Juliet's death and decides to go back into Verona saying, "To Juliet's grave, for thee I must go." Romeo made a very childish move before entering Verona again, where he purchased a real potion that would kill him, literally from like a poor hobo. He felt so lost knowing that Juliet was no longer alive and made poor judgment. Once Romeo lay next to Juliet, he notices, "Dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair?" Romeo literally was so close, if only he put two and two together. He noticed that Juliet still had some sort of essence of life still in her, but we all know how that turned out. Because of Romeo and Juliet's vulnerability and their childish ways, their poor decision making played a huge role in their death. Now moving on to The Pie by Gary Soto. Gary Soto's short story, The Pie, painted a fascinating story that all humans can relate to, from the point of view of a little boy. "But the boredom made me sin" is one of the first lines in the story. The little boy wants a juicy pie so bad, but like all humans, our actions and temptations can come from having way too much emotion buildup. Then Soto writes, "My sweet tooth gleaming and the juice of guilt wetting my underarms." Pretty nasty. The buildup of his emotions foreshadow what is going to be the result in the story. The imagery used as well, such as "sweet tooth gleaming" or "wetting of my underarms," is a humorous clue that the little boy's vulnerability is taking over. When the little boy ended up stealing the pie, he muttered to himself, "No one saw." Instead of being honest or simply paying for the pie, the little boy couldn't resist his desire. Sounds like some people in my grade. Finally, cross-eyed Johnny hissed at the boy, "Your hands are dirty." Indeed, his hands were dirty, and cross-eyed Johnny was right. Not only did the little boy steal the pie, but he was so infatuated with it that he couldn't even bother to share it. In conclusion, vulnerability can lead to poor decision making. Romeo, Juliet, and the little boy from The Pie flawed into thinking things through and jumped way too quick into temptation. Alright fam, that is it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, don't do anything. We had to write that essay in like 40 minutes, so probably not that good. But SJ, if you're watching this, I love you so much and thank you for making this year a great year for us. If you're not already, you should probably go follow SJ on Instagram. She is my teacher for English. Also, shout out to everybody in my ELA class. Thanks for being a real one. And we can't forget Miss Harper either. I love y'all so much. Have a great rest of your day and I will see you guys in my next video.